We've still got time because they're not recording us. Well, oh, it went all over it.
How dare you?
That'd be good.
It's my day off. I haven't had a beer all week and I want a beer.
The Thames ident, and then we hear Peter Vaughan Clark going, oh,
Covered in lager.
I think he said covered in lava, I think is what he
yes,
said.
he's covered in lava.
Lava.
This is part 4, the final part.
Steve, it's lava!
And it's lava all round.
So, was Spider-Man being a good chap letting these guys go free?
No, I think he's going to drown them all in lava.
But
I mean, but why bother to give them their free will again? Because they just... It's much
could
better
just-
they just stood there like zombies and waited to be consumed.
You should have been the script editor, shouldn't you, really?
Now, whose hand was that?
Well, we had this debate earlier on.
But
We
no
don't
one
know.
knows.
No one knows.
Well,
No.
I don't know whether it was mine, Nick's, Sammy's, yours.
No, it's
Wasn't his.
I don't think it was.
It could be, I suppose.
But that's rather interesting.
It's the
Whose
forerunner of Gimme
hand was
5,
that?
isn't it, really? Well, I'm sure if we froze frame and looked at our hands, we'd
Work
be
it
able
out.
to tell.
yes.
I know Peter's got calluses on his right hand, but I think otherwise we ought to be able to recognise it.
That is called hard work,
He
Mr.
does
Nicholas
does a
Young.
lot of rowing, yes.
A lot of rollicks, yes.
Oh, good reaction there, Peter. Oh. Listen to me, I'm Kevin Stoney.
What's going on?
We're in trouble, Kenny. Stand by to take on our position.
We know your position, John.
It's all right, Kenny doesn't need to do anything.
Yeah, just sit there and pack your bags, pal.
Trapped down here as well as James. We've got to try and save them.
Yeah, bye.
Let me jump down and help.
No, Kenny, I've got no time to argue.
Tim, jump me down.
No, Kenny.
Poor guy.
It
I
definitely
mean, he
begins-
never got off to do anything, did
Definitely
he?
looks like a conspiracy, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. He must have felt awful. I mean, look, watching it like this, it's... I mean, he
Let's
must have
ask
felt
him.
so
He's
left
coming
out.
in.
Yes. With some of his friends.
I think shortly after this episode, the Race Relations Act was introduced, wasn't it?
Yes.
Equal opportunities for all.
Oh, there he is.
What?
What are you going to do?
Unnecessary hissing.
I think he disappears, doesn't he? Yeah.
Well, yes, it's a bit of a cop-out because he can get out and come back again. He doesn't have to spend his life in a glass box.
That's
He's
it,
gone.
he does disappear, yeah.
He just likes it in there.
Does he?
Ooh.
No, you see? I told you he had his way with her in the end.
Ooh. Did he smack her bottom then?
Let's try this way. Come on, everybody.
This is quite well done, isn't it?
I think I must have dipped my jacket in something wet so I can get through the smoke.
Touche.
Touche.
That was her little nickname for him.
Yes. I think she thought it said...
Yes, I think that was after that.
It actually said touchy, but that was her way of saying it.
Touchy, yes.
Steve, what about this? Oh,
No problem.
Should never take the lift in a fire, dear.
She's, Sammy could have done with a wonder bra, couldn't she?
A little bit of Semtex there.
It worked a lot more.
Blue
Very
tack, I
fashionable at
think.
the time.
Goodbye, Steve. It's been nice knowing you.
Is she going to laugh?
It was nice having you, said Mike.
Ginge, are you all right?
Oh, well, I will be as soon as I get out of the sun.
What, now, why did I take my jacket off? There's no logic to it. It's just now damn
It's
nuisance.
just a fashion statement, I
You're a
think.
bit
is
hot.
it?
There's lava coming
That was
in.
the heat of the
Looking
steam
like-
of the lava.
Looking like a gay hussar.
They were
wasn't I?
hiding.
It's all right, you got it back on now.
Turn them off, both of them.
Must have been a reason.
Because it was hot, that's why.
Too subtle.
No, it's a matter transmitter. Primitive, but it could have taken Sander to any point of your...
Acting in the 1970s, everyone stands with their hands on their hips. It's
No, just Nicholas.
no, all of us do it. We all do it.
Yeah, but it makes me look very butch, don't you think?
Well,
I can show my manly chest, you see. And my jaunting belt. And my pink trousers.
Someone has to.
Yeah, but who?
Well, here goes Stephen.
You impetuous child.
I know. What a brave dude.
Oh, nothing happened.
Nothing.
Seems to be safe.
Just like in my shower.
Oh,
No.
good lord. Was their little blossoming romance? Is that why she left?
Yes. She was in love with a younger boy.
Even shorter than you were, isn't she?
Yes.
Oh, she's a girl, isn't she?
She's tiny.
And I've never been able to suffer fools gladly. Just stay
No, he didn't suffer the fools gladly in the studio either, did he?
trapped down here like some sewer rat.
I am not the one who's trapped, Steen. You are trapped on this doomed little planet by the most potent bonds of all, by your own sense of duty, because you know and I know that you will never leave until you have either arrested me or driven me off, and you aren't going to find me.
It's a shame he's got that hood on, actually.
I'm off for some speech therapy.
Watching you die, Steen. You and your telepathic friends and all the rest of the miserable...
Nice two-shot there.
On this primitive backwater, I'm going to enjoy it. Steen. Enjoy it.
Well, now he's off again.
He enjoys saying Steen as well.
does.
Yes, he
doesn't it?
does. I was thinking if he had a mate called Frank, it would be very confusing.
No.
Then he jaunted.
No, he didn't. He can't.
But we saw him do it.
You saw him vanish.
You
but
saw
it's
him.
the same thing.
Yes.
The Spydron is incapable of jaunting, as you call it, just as he's incapable of telepathy or teleportation. That's why
That was
he's
all a
so
hologram,
worried
was
about
it?
People like ourselves who can do those things. It's the basis of his criminal drive. That's why if I could ever get him back to Federation headquarters and treated for it, the galaxy would be rid of its biggest headache.
So what does that mean? That he's really still there?
No, that was a hologram.
So he wasn't there in the first
There
place?
you
No,
are.
that's right.
Oh, yeah? What's that thing then?
A holograph projector.
Oh, what's that when it's home?
Well, it's like a film projector, Ginge. Only it projects a three-dimensional image.
What, you mean it looked like he was there? but he
Holograph
wasn't.
and a
It was,
hologram is not the
movie
same
shot.
thing, though, is it?
Hey, crafty, eh?
Holographic
Yes,
image,
it's
isn't
always
it? That's
been
what we call it.
Well, what do we do now?
Well,
We have to
holograph
use the
was
matter
a
transmitter
Scottish
to
form
get
of
all those
signature.
Poor unfortunate people back where they belong.
It's a holographic image.
Your computer to go through all the available material, just in case there's a clue to the whereabouts of Spydron.
There's a clue. Planet's falling apart.
Is that what's happening in Clacton these days?
Yes. Now the whole world's cracking up.
How are they going to put that right?
Bit Bostic, maybe?
Stock footage.
That's it. The ozone layer.
Yeah, that doesn't work at all. It just looks like a bad split screen. We're supposed to be looking at it from behind, aren't we? It doesn't really work at all, I'm afraid.
You can sort of see
Yeah,
through
you
it.
can see through it. I think that's not too
I think you're
bad.
being harsh then.
Yes.
And why is Tim seeing in black and white?
Well, you know, he's saving power, weren't you? Is that right, Philip?
Or is it just old film shots that
Some
were
film footage of a flood.
in 1947?
Yes.
How could you say that?
All right, Tim, that's enough. Thanks.
Only there was some sort of definite...
Oh, yeah, hands on hips again, look at that.
Pattern isn't going to provide the answer to our problem.
He's found a good trick and he's sticking
He's
with it.
sticking with his.
Or maybe his hands are just
Or
stuck.
make a circle.
Now, that was a good move, look at that.
Yeah.
I did that really just in sync
That
with
was
the
very.
camera.
That was very.
I think that's a first on British television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when, as you remember in the last episode of this lot, we all had to wobble about because we were being attacked by saucers or whatever. And everyone's moving in different directions again.
And Spydron and Sander wouldn't be going to all this trouble to get hold of it.
Well, is there no synthetic substance that'll do the same job?
Scientists have been
Hands on
trying
hips
to
again.
find one for thousands of Earth years.
There must be something. I can't believe the Federation would just leave a planet with millions of inhabitants to die.
They have done before. They've had to.
Well, couldn't they organise an airlift or something? Evacuate the Earth? I mean, there must be other planets where man could live in.
There
Like
are.
where?
Can you imagine the difficulties?
Putney.
The saps can't jaunt. We'd have to use spaceships or matter transmitters.
Well,
Even with spaceships able to carry 30,000 people. And they do exist.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, but I'm not talking about 30,000 people. I'm talking about me,
Yeah, me, my luggage.
Carol, maybe Peter. And we'll leave Kenny behind as usual. You know, we can unbolt a few of Tim's bits, and that'd be it.
Yeah, oh, we're off out.
Size,
Let them
size
melt.
ship. Don't need much of a ship for that.
More room for us.
And yeah, then we can impregnate one of them.
Well, you can impregnate Carol.
And you'll watch.
I'll just, yes.
I'm sorry, this has all become rather surreal.
Your tube's looking a bit sick there, aren't they, Tim? What do you think?
And the Earth would still disintegrate.
He's not
I beg your
talking.
pardon. Yes, I'm drifting off now.
I was saying your
It's nearly
your
the end.
tubes were looking a little bit pallid. There's no colour in them. Look,
You need livening up, Phil.
look. I think you're going through. I think you're a bit pale, a bit peaky.
Well, I think it's the last time I appeared like that, wasn't it? I can't remember actually when.
They did jazz up your tubes.
He had much more fluid going through his tubes in the
Yes,
previous
on the
story.
second
He was
series.
much more hot-blooded in the previous series.
A rather unimportant
You can
galaxy.
see that on the blue and the green.
You're lucky to
Yeah.
have me. And I'm all
Yes,
they'll send.
because you're right, of course.
I
We're
start to ask for reinforcements,
yes,
they
in the
might
next
just order
series,
me
yes.
Yes.
But he has got pallid tubes there. He's definitely a bit anemic.
Yes.
Oh, the music.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's go through it all again, shall we?
Oh, really?
No!
No, please. Come on.
I think Kenny's taking notes, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Read that back to us, Kenny.
Copious
Dear
notes.
Roger, please, please.
Please. Can
Get me out of this show. Write me out of it, please.
I'm trying to join the post office.
Where are they hiding now? Where on earth?
Where on Earth, or indeed not necessarily on Earth, are they hiding now?
Ah, nice jacket.
Nice.
Very Jerry Halliwell.
Daughter Joy. She's a shape changer.
That's by Teddington Lock, isn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be quite a nice thought if she was a shape chamber, wouldn't it?
It would be, yes.
Shape chamber, sorry, shape changer.
Shape change.
Get your tongue around that. Shape changer.
Well, I didn't, but then
Yeah.
again, I probably was the only one that didn't.
Yeah, well, because your tongue was tied. That was the
It
problem.
was, yes.
So where's she going down? Is this the
We
loft,
used to
isn't it?
we used to go across there and sunbathe. I remember that.
Little island opposite Thames
Yeah, there was a
Television
little
Studios.
island opposite the studio.
But what's she supposed to be doing there?
No, isn't the boat blowing up? Is the boat?
Ah, forgotten about that. Was that in
Yes,
this?
that was by that reservoir.
Yes, that's right. And we certainly did film that before we did the series.
That's right.
It was the very first day's filming.
That was the
wasn't it?
boat that they blew up.
Before you did what?
Before we did anything at all. We did some pre-filming on the Thames.
special
I'll tell you
effects.
about it when we come to it.
And they all,
This is the sewer, isn't it?
before you shot the studio, the first
Oh yeah,
episode. you're
you
saying?
always did the pre-filming before you got into the studio.
So the scripts must have been.
All over the place.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything. Oh, here he is.
So he was going to live in a sewer. He lied.
Ooh.
At least he's got a chance to walk.
Couldn't you find anywhere better? It stinks to
A
high.
bit shabby, isn't it, Spideren?
Yeah, well, a bit of wallpaper.
Yeah, all bright out.
Is it some
Throw
shag,
a couple of Jimi Hendrix
shag,
posters up.
shag
You'll be
pile
all
on the
right.
floor? We'll be fine.
A few throw cushions.
Step over the turds.
You're playing a very dangerous game, Spydron.
I want to be sure I haven't missed him. It's wearing...
She's a classy bird, isn't she?
Got the lighting sorted out already, look.
Didn't used to bother you?
Bit of alien lighting here.
Yes, that's right.
Obviously doesn't pay the electricity bill. Actually, I know what he did with that. He nicked that off one of those Pelican crossings, didn't he?
To do with you. Probably at this very moment.
How does the Spydron travel? Between planets, I mean.
By Calinar.
Kalina? What's that?
What you'd call a UFO, flying saucer. Standard equipment for non-jaunting species such as Spydron.
Tim, I want a complete rundown of all UFO sightings for the period we're concerned with.
Check.
What period's
Let's
that?
start near home.
Oh.
Where any of
No,
them
I'm not
seen
paying
overlap?
for it. I won't give you a check.
Only one.
Yes.
When was that recorded?
Approximately 12 months before the start of the period you're concerned with.
And was that the only one?
According to my records, yes. But the sighting is unconfirmed. I have only local newspaper reports.
Let's see them, please.
At
you.
least 2 eyewitnesses are able to swear
Gosh, and in the
that
drink.
last night they saw a flying saucer hovering over Kingston on the River Thames.
Yes,
They say the saucer
That's the
dipped
one.
and plunged
that's
into
it.
the
Yes, I'll
water
tell you a bit about this. There's a bit of a hiatus here, so I'll tell you about it now. We
That would certainly
we had to blow the boat up on the River Thames.
What better place to hide
We
a
obviously
cannon
wanted
than in the
permission.
bottom of
We
a
needed permission from the police and the fire brigade, which we got, and they came and watched us filming.
On this
And-
boat here,
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
it. And
the boat.
we did the explosion, and then the police and the fire brigade left. But it was a feeble explosion. We decided it wasn't very good, and that we'd have another go. There was nobody bothered to tell the police or the fire brigade on the second explosion, in which the special effects guy used about 4 times as much explosive. This was the guy I was telling you about. He walked with a limp and had 3 fingers missing and a couple of teeth missing.
Oh,
and-
legs, legs, McNolegs, wasn't it?
We had the most enormous explosion, and because the police and fire brigade hadn't been told, of course, they thought it was for real. So fire brigade from 4 counties came streaming down to the filming spot, expecting to find dead bodies in the river. And
I do remember going out on
Flaming
that boat
wreckage.
because we were all laughing our heads off because none of us could steer the thing. There was no little pilot man, was there? I think you were driving, weren't you? Because you were the driving guy.
I honestly can't remember. I actually have no recollection of getting into that boat.
Yes, and we were all having such a laugh out there because we just kept going.
But I do remember the filming by the river, and I think that was the very first day's filming, wasn't it?
One of them. That was the reservoir.
I
in
think
Kingston.
it was long before we did the filming in
I
a
think
sunny
you're
day.
driving. Yeah.
Long before we did the Clacton filming. There's a reflector in the boat there, I think.
Let's try another pass, John.
That's supposed to be on the boat. That was a very
It's
bad
me.
cut.
It's me driving the thing.
No wonder we're going round in circles.
I'm not surprised. I'm driving it. Oh, marvellous.
Heading straight for the bank by the look of
It
it.
looks it, yes. No, I can't have been allowed to.
Well, steering.
I suppose.
There's not much to steering, is there?
I suppose not. But
How did we find? Oh, I know. Yeah, there she is with that.
you see, now that stun gun, I really like the design.
Yeah,
of.
I'm saying it was realistic. It was
Yeah.
believable.
Cut engines.
Only a couple of transistors and a few bits of plastic, but it looked good.
There's something down there.
I think we better get out of that boat.
Yes, it's possible.
Does that mean the spy drone's down there now?
Well, no, I don't think it's likely.
Oh, I see. He was actually trying to blow us up, was he? Is it?
Yes, that's
okay.
right.
So we just jaunted in time,
Very convenient base from which to operate.
which of course we could all do, including
I'd say
Kevin.
if his ship is down there, spy drone somewhere nearby, but on shore.
Presumably underground.
And Kenny is in this scene, isn't he?
He is.
It's been nice knowing you.
That's a torpedo go.
Spy drone, it's spotted us. John for your life.
Here we go.
It's not as spectacular as I once thought.
Well, they cut it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
I think the boat disappeared, didn't it?
Well, the boat's not there.
It's not.
I don't think it ever was there. It was just 4 cans of petrol on a raft.
Oh, really? Oh, of course they didn't blow the boat up. What am I talking about?
Couldn't afford to blow the boat up.
No, of course they wouldn't.
Over there, it's a sewer.
That'd be a silly thing to do.
Come on.
Let's nick the bikes.
Yes, they obviously bought those bikes together in the same shop because they got consecutive registration numbers.
That's right, they did actually, didn't they? Because they had to give them, they had to drag it out the lake from the previous episodes.
Usually, the spy drone must have put them specially in.
I don't like this.
What do you mean?
It's just a feeling.
Better expect trouble, Steen. We've all come to trust Carol's intuition. It's one of her gifts.
Along with a lovely bottom.
Because she's a woman, you see.
Yes.
So she has intuitive powers.
Did she have a lovely bottom?
She did have a lovely bum, actually.
Did she?
Mmm.
Can't say I noticed.
You liar! You liar! You told me! And I was going, I'm far too young, Mr. Young.
Everybody.
Quiet.
Jim!
The spy drone. We have found the spy drone. What? We will lead you to him. We will lead you.
Well, can't beat an old man.
What happened? Listen, what you going out to do that for?
You'll be all right now. The spy drone probably didn't have time to put you under full control.
Ginger, what happened?
Well, I don't know, darling. One of you staying on the embankment, mind their own business. Come on.
When aliens put people under control, why don't they do it more realistically so people don't talk like that? It's a dead giveaway.
It is a dead giveaway. I mean, you know.
Not in this programme, it isn't.
Oh, she's got her swimming hat on.
Hello, she's off to do the channel. Oh dear, no. I don't think she'd like to see this episode. I certainly wouldn't.
If you had a bum like that.
If I had a bum like I think I have got a bum like that, actually. That's the
But you wouldn't
worry.
be expected to wear that, would
No,
you?
I know. And hopefully no one else would look at it.
Even though he does. The spider's gone as white as a sheet.
Here I would, but I can't. The only access point for a member of...
Cut your fingernails, then you'll be able to roll up.
The matter transmitter. I used it only this morning to stow that magnemite.
That is not a good move.
It is malfunctioning. Should you try to use it, your essence would probably be spread halfway across the galaxy.
Tasty.
You've deliberately sabotaged the transmitter.
Essence of Nova.
You deliberately...
I'm afraid I did, my dear.
You see, now what she needs is like a little skirtette. And that would work. Very, you know...
You rat!
Oh dear. Oh, he's all jellied up.
He's wet himself.
He's
Full of newspapers.
his colostomy bags popped.
Oh.
Where's the spy drone? Where is he? I said, where is he?
Oh, the laughing scene.
Yeah.
Wasn't
And
that a
he's
strong
not
point?
dead. The spy drone can't die.
Molecular structure of his body cells, turn himself into a liquid and simply flow away.
But he's taken the magnemite with him.
This is from a famous fairy story, isn't it? Which one is it? Where the
What, melts?
You know, where they can change themselves into anything, and he changes himself into the sea and disappears down the river. It's a fight between two creatures.
Terminator. Just a little
You'd like that, wouldn't you, Sandra?
1980s joke.
Me to arrest you and get you off the surface of this planet before it breaks up. I'm not so sure that I will.
You've got to. You can't leave me here. I've a right to a fair trial.
And a hairdresser.
Don't even have the right to survive. Is that it, Sandor? What would you get if I take you back?
Oh, I don't know. A little corrective therapy, and they'll turn me into a good girl, I suppose. But I bet I'll be free long before you've even finished filing your reports.
This is as good a place to wait as any. Sandor and I will wait here.
I know what he's up to. Yeah, get rid of the children.
The Sophostrians are your friends. They'll take you in.
Of course, the planet's falling apart, and we've got to save the planet. We can't. Yeah.
Don't worry about me, lady here. Lefty and me will look her after and make sure she gets what's coming to her.
It doesn't seem right. It's not right, and we're not.
Not for the first time, our performances brought the house down.
Yeah.
John, you must at least get them all out of here. Look, come on, there's no point arguing down here. Let's get out of here. Steve, come on.
Steve, you've got to take me.
Head of the children's department.
So well, Sandor. I've got no power to make an arrest. You're free to go.
I can't get off this planet by myself. You know that, Steve.
Then stay and enjoy your freedom while
That's why she's wearing the hat, obviously.
Very well.
They were dropping things on her head.
How did you know, Steve?
I didn't, not for sure. But I couldn't help wondering what she was laughing at. I just acted on a hunch.
Or indeed why.
I knew that
Seen the
Sandor had
rushes.
worked with the Spydron before. She knew he wasn't to be trusted, but then neither was she, for that matter. It was a fair bet they tried to double-cross each other.
And if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
Yes, if we darn youngsters, we would have got away with this.
Leading it out of this sector of the galaxy with nothing more valuable than a hole full of mercury.
Inject the magmanite back into the Earth's crust.
Magmanite?
Was substituting it for mercury. She stored the magmanite into containers at each of the mining areas.
Nice hairdo.
As you remember, magmanite is a chemical. As the lava reached the containers, they exploded. The magmanite escaped and seeped back into the Earth's crust.
Why didn't I think of that?
Wasn't it? Banking on the magmanite still being on the Earth.
It may have been a long shot, but it's the only shot we got left. I was certain Sandra wouldn't choose to die if there was any chance of saving herself.
She sounds a dangerous lady.
She is.
Won't you get into trouble when you get
Well,
back?
well.
When they find out that you had her in your hands, and then you just let her go.
Probably. But it was a fair enough deal. She did actually tell me where she'd hidden the magmanite, and once I knew that, I knew the world was safe. It's a fair swap. The life of a newly opened planet in exchange for the freedom of one petty criminal.
Well, if smashing up planets is a petty crime in your book, Steve, I hate to think what you call a serious one.
So do I sometimes.
I bet there'll be some fireworks when Sandra and Spydron meet up with each other again.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping will happen. Since I managed to plant a microbug on her, I shall always know where she is. So if she does meet up with a Spydron again, I can get them both.
It's quite sweet, this, isn't
What
it?
happens to the Earth now? If it's no longer a closed planet, are we to expect visitors from
He's a
outer
little
space?
microbugger.
Oh, no.
This little
Telepathic
microbug.
races will come anyway from time to time, because they don't know about closed worlds. But telepaths will only come with your permission. You and the others.
Others? Well, I thought we were the only ones.
Well, you are so far, but there'll be others, won't there?
There'll be another series, won't there?
He's gone.
All they have to do is find the key within themselves. That unlocks the special powers we telepaths possess.
Yes, it would be good when there's more of us.
Oh, you lot. I mean, we could stand it, could we, Lefty?
I don't know, Ginge.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, that laugh.
That laugh.
Dreadful
I think,
laughter
well,
again.
That was a fun old episode storyline. It was quite good, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, that was enjoyable. And I hope everyone else enjoyed it.